Hey, you guys, this is Sheldon with the Cannabis Award Music Festival podcast, and I got my boy
Chris Cash in the building, and we got a special show. We have an award-winning grower, Tyler from Polaris.
Oh, yeah. It's going down. We got the homie Tanner with our hot new product with the quick transfers. We're so freaking excited for episode number 5, and we're here.
Of course. We had to do it at Hardin.
Oh, all day, my boy. Hardin Premium Cannabis Dispensary. So we got the one and only, the living legend.
Yes.
We got Tyler, Polaris MMG, in the motherfucking house.
Yes.
Welcome in, my brother.
There he is.
Thanks.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much, bro. We wanted to make sure we got you in early. We know you're a very busy guy, dude. You're growing some of the best flower, award-winning. And, dude, and not only the best flower, you are the best grower in Nevada. And, you know, it says a lot, dude. You know, these brands, you know, we've seen around the world, they might start $2,500 in Oklahoma, get a license, but in Vegas and Nevada, it's like, yo, you got to have some deep pockets, millions, you know, not just licensing, but as you know, your AC could change. That could be $1 million just for one AC unit. Like,
feels like it, yeah.
like you know,
Look at
it just depends on what's going on, each project, everything you got going on, dude. It's extraordinary.
So, Tyler, for the
Yeah.
people out there who don't know, who is Tyler? And,
Yeah.
and what do you create?
Well, I've always liked weed ever since I was a teenager.
That's amazing.
Me too.
And, you know, it was expensive growing up. Now the price is down quite a bit. But figured if I can learn how to grow it. And I was lucky I had a lot of older mentors, you know, and teachers that really just passed on the knowledge. And just never gave up. Stuck with it. Still growing. Pre-legalization all the way through when cannabis was legalized in Washington State in 2012. And then moved down here to Vegas in 2019. And I've been the head grower cultivation manager at Polaris ever since.
Wow. And that's so cool. We met you the first time you like started coming to Vegas. That was actually the first time we started creating the Cannabis Awards, 2019. And there's so many brands, you know, people are like, you know, non-name brands, you know, underground weed.
Generic.
Then there's like corporate, you know, so if you find a dispensary. And it's so crazy because there's a very specific strain, head cheese to be specific,
Yeah.
ice cream cake to be specific. Like there is a shitload, and then you start mixing them together and adding this, a little bit of that, and dude, finding the genetics, bro, seeing it all, like, dude, like what goes into like creating some of the best flower in Nevada?
A lot. You know,
Like I'm sure there's like weather,
the most
AC.
important part is going to be your infrastructure, your equipment, you know, and getting the right equipment from
Like
the beginning.
growing weed in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, I've met a lot of people that when they start their company, they're like, well, we'll just buy the basics and then we'll grow in time. And it's like, man, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to fund your build out off of your
I
one
can only
room as
imagine,
you're building
bro.
out 10. You know, it's just not going to work that way.
So, what does it take to be an award-winning grower?
Well, I think the biggest part about winning the awards was just, you know, treating everybody equally, right?
Yeah.
And getting a good reputation.
I bet like
make a name
good
about yourself.
nutrients too.
Yeah, well, and with people, with the
The
customers.
lighting,
you know,
like knowing the right
Good nutrients for the
systems to
people.
Absolutely.
use, and
Absolutely.
because like, dude, you could have shitty lighting and then like have horrible plants.
That's been a tough one as
Yeah.
LEDs have taken over everything.
Yeah.
'Cause there's so many brands and some are really expensive and some are reasonably priced, you know, and just picking the right one and going with it. I mean,
What's your favorite style at like Polaris? Like, what do you guys like to use?
Well, we're a general hydroponics nutrient company. We definitely have stuck with Gen Hydro for the whole time.
That's
we tried
badass.
all the others.
Yeah.
You know, transition. There was a year we were using this brand, but General Hydroponics is always.
And that
kinda
gets
carried us.
expensive, bro.
It does,
Just
yeah.
trying new projects.
Yeah, well, I mean, you hear
Creating new
doing
accounts.
this will save you money in the long
Yeah.
run, and you'll be produce the same, and it just doesn't always work that way.
And building these relationships, bro. Like, these people just don't answer the phones for anybody. Sometimes it's like, dude, I can only imagine like how hard it is, you know?
Well, you know, the owner operators at Polaris really built the Rolodex early on. And
that's huge.
The hardest part is when a purchasing manager is no longer working there and there's a new purchasing manager.
You're like, come on, dude.
They don't send off.
I built this relationship for 8 years. Like, what's going on, you know?
Yeah. And so, you know, Polaris has been here since it originally legalized in 2016.
Oh my gosh.
Still the same owners operating. And
you guys are the beginning pioneers.
Yeah, me and my team have been working together the whole time I've been here.
Oh, wow.
7 years.
Wow.
So,
that's big.
Yeah, it is.
And there's not that many brands that are really in Nevada. You know, like, literally, there's only so many brands that could legally be out here. Just to give you an example, in Oklahoma, you could literally have a cultivation or a dispensary for $2,500.
Yeah.
And the licensing had the most amount of dispensaries and cultivations of any other state legally.
Yeah.
But then we come down to Nevada, and dude, it is strict, bro.
Yeah.
This is CCB, Cannabis Compliance Board.
Yep.
You gotta have deep stacks, and they only allowed so many licenses.
Very exclusive, yeah.
And bro, and for you guys to have that, beginning to start it when it first became compliant, literally sweeping categories, bro. Where some years you won every single category you guys were nominated in. And I was just looking at the team like, dude, Chris, like, I don't know, like, how this is going to happen. Like, this is going to be crazy.
So when did you realize that you weren't just a grower, that you were building something at a high level?
Well, I don't necessarily look at it that way. I just want to grow the best possible weed I can.
Okay.
And I look at every harvest the same way, you know. Is this what's best for the plant? Honestly, my family life has probably suffered a little bit because of all the 7-day weeks and the 12, 16-hour days, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, are these plants gonna, you know, do the best they can while I'm not here? And you can leave, and then you come back in the morning, and is there anything that they need that they didn't get when I wasn't present, you know?
And there's so many people that wouldn't even think you even have kids, bro, because of how busy you are, all the success you've had, everything,
really
bro.
Cool kids, so.
And dude, your wife, your kids, your whole family is so remarkable, bro.
Yeah, it's not just me growing this weed. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
and your wife really has to be there to make sure the kids are at school or helping out with homework. Like, it ain't easy having a husband that's like the best grower in the world, you know? Like winning trophies, you know, for yourself, for your whole team, bro. You guys have set a standard where the other top cultivations, you guys were literally blowing them out at one point where it was like, holy shit, Polaris is setting world records, getting thousands of votes. And when I tell you guys this, the flower categories in the beginning were literally, they were bad. We were in hundreds of votes, and it was literally sick. I was like, dude, why? Like, is there only a couple hundred votes on this category? But bro, whenever you came on board and your team started getting nominated and you came on the team, they hit thousands.
Yeah.
Where everyone was like, actually, let's kind of dig deeper into this to see if they're not fake. Because like literally, people were like kind of questioning, not just me or the team, but people were just like, dude, who is Polaris? And then we looked into it. This is 100% organic votes, bro. Yeah. This is 100% organic weed. Like, you guys ain't fucking around with your weed. You're not fucking around with your votes. You guys are really about the culture, the community, creating good products that aren't killing people, bro. Because people can get sick from weed still, bro.
Well, I know most of us all consume our own products, you know, and so it's I'm only gonna put something on it that I'd want to consume myself.
You consume your product. Is there a science to what you do?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's all it is science.
Okay.
You know, I mean, all the way from creating the environment for the plant to thrive in, right? It's just, you know, wall construction materials all the way to HVAC loads and electrical, plumbing, all that stuff.
Was there like a certain kind of college you had to go for, or certain kind of school?
No, not specifically. I went to school for welding and metallurgy and manufacturing, and I actually feel that has benefited me more
Really?
than any
How
other.
so?
sport could have been,
How so? Yeah, how so?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like if a HVAC unit goes down and you call in an AC contractor and they're like, all right, well, we don't have anybody available until Thursday. And it's like, dude, my $200,000 crop can't afford that.
Yeah.
And so you got to figure out how to do it yourself.
Right.
And then in the beginning, I had a phrase built to grow because I prefer to have my hand in the construction of it so that there's little nuances and everything. You know, if you're walking around this room and there's stuff everywhere, it's like you're going to know where to step, right? And a plumber's going to do plumbing like plumbers would, not like a grower would. You know what I mean? And so just being able to like do things strategically and put things, you know, where it's most efficient.
And you're talking about the facility.
The facility itself. You know?
Okay.
And then all the way up to growing the plant. You know, the plant it's just like every other plant where there's certain nutritional requirements for life, right? Yeah. Everything on this planet has environmental requirements and nutritional requirements. Right. And as long as those are met, it can survive, right? And then it goes...
And they're very strict.
Yeah, you know, and there's a window, definitely, but and there's rules and science, you know, like if this happens, that's going to happen, or and then an issue with a lot of growers is correlation does not always equal causation, where just because two things happen at the same time doesn't mean that they happen because of each other, right?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this.
You really have to pay attention to that shit.
Well, let me ask you this. When someone says, man, this is gas, what are they experiencing scientifically?
It's the specific terpenes that the plant produces, and different strains produce different terpenes, and then in different environments, the same strain can produce different terpenes.
Wow.
It's usually the same in like percentages of each other, right? Like this one will be 50%, and this one will be 10% of the terpenes. But they can shift and like trade back and forth based on your inputs or your environmental conditions.
So how important are terpenes versus like THC?
Well, terpenes are like the carrier, the vehicle that drives the THC to the brain, to the bloodstream. Specific terpenes, especially. And so you can have THC, but without the terpenes, it's not going to affect you. As a lot of us.
Terpenes are actually more important than the THC level. So you could go and see weed that's 33%, but if it has no terpenes or nothing, it's going to be horrible. And you know, you could have some weed that's 24% THC with a shitload of terpenes, and you get so much more flavor.
And it's
like,
more enjoyable.
Oh
it's a more
my
enjoyable
gosh.
smoke and more enjoyable high.
Yeah, absolutely. And over the years, you know, I'm sure some weed is more of a pain in the ass to grow than others.
Definitely.
What's been the hardest weed to grow?
Well, I think, and you know, once we find a specific plant that we want to keep, you have to take clones off of it and keep it alive, right? And there's other breeding methods to try to stabilize seeds, so you can always have seeds, but nothing's going to be identical to that plant unless you keep it alive the whole time, right?
Wow.
And like you were talking about gas, and that comes from the OG Kush gene pool.
Right.
And
I love that gene pool.
Yeah. As this plant, every time you breed with a specific traded plant, it's going to change because you've got a pollen donor that's coming to play, right? And so...
Some get me allergic to shit, bro, especially like sativa-based ones.
The OG gas is a trait that I've kind of seen slowly die out. Even the exact same clone that was... Like some of these seeds were sprouted in 1990, you know what I mean? 1991, and they've kept this plant alive ever since. Well, it's changed. It's called genetic drift, where it's just because certain genes in our bodies get stronger and certain get weaker over time, right? Just like humans, like you know this, right? And then there's like a very specific window where you're at prime reproductive in your stage in your life cycle, and that's the same thing with animals. Is there's a window where you can reproduce, and outside that window, it's still possible, but it's not ideal, right? And so as this plant ages, it's like, man, some of these guys are making new strains with plants that are really past their prime, you know? And that's a disservice we're doing to the future cannabis community, honestly. But that's what Prohibition really did, is it eradicated a lot of the gene pools from around the planet.
Wow.
You know, cannabis comes from all over. And it's when you start mixing this one from here with that one from there that you get something that people are like, whoa, what is that? You know, I've never seen that before. And that's modern hybrids as we know today. You know, that started like back in the 70s, 80s. I'm sure it started before that, but it really got big. But,
and I'm definitely curious, bro, because like since being award-winning as one of the best growers, like, say like a musician, they might have an artist that they're like listening to or doing stuff. But was there like a certain grower or a certain person, like you might have read their book or you kind of saw that was inspirational, like you looked up to?
Most of them were friends. I really don't want to name drop anybody just because if I forget people, then they're going to be like, oh, that fucker,
Bro, you forgot me.
Or if I say something, they're like, why'd you say that? So there's definitely people that I know personally.
It's just like as a grower or someone that doesn't know anything, who would they even look up to or even to see?
That's a tough
like
one.
Styles or like
it's
ideas.
a tough one, right?
Yeah.
I would say just start trying, and it's really like the plant needs a certain amount of water. If it gets too dry, it's gonna struggle. If it gets too wet, it's gonna struggle. And so you're just dialing that in, and practice makes perfect.
Let me ask you this: Can you actually walk us through the process from seed to shelf and what makes Polaris different than everybody else?
Yeah, we have a pretty hands-on process. There's larger pieces of equipment you can use to like automate everything. We've automated some of the stuff, but a lot of it we're still, taking our time with each plant every day, monitoring it. Our facility, we've got a bunch of flower rooms, but they're not that big. They're like 1,000 square feet. So we can produce, a consistent amount weekly rather than larger harvests.
And it's like family owned and stuff.
And so, we use soilless medium. So right now we're using cocoa. We also use rock wool at times.
Nice.
And all of our inputs are specific to the plant or that stage of its life cycle. So we, balance nutrient reservoirs and
it's a beautiful facility. It's huge.
Yeah.
So like from the start, like you get the seed.
You get the seed. What we do is our cocoa comes in a compressed brick, so you have to wet it for it to expand and fill the pot. And usually doing that gets the water in there for whatever you're going to plant into it, because you don't want it too dry. So we bury the seed about 1/2 inch to 1 inch under the surface of the soil. Apply a little more water. The reason seeds grow is because water has penetrated the shell. And old seeds, you have a hard time growing because the shell's like petrified, right? And water can't get into the embryo. And so you just watered it in, and then I let it sit under 18 hours of light for 18 hours on, 6 hours off out of a 24-hour cycle. I just let it chill for probably a week, maybe 10 days, and then I began watering once every 3 or 4 days, and then as it needs more water and starts to dry out, you begin, once every 2 days, once every 1 day, and the plant will be growing the entire time. Getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when you're ready to go into flower, you adjust the night cycle to longer nights and shorter days. We stick to a standard 12 hours on, 12 hours off cycle.
Nice.
There's a lot of cool science and studies that are going on right now where the plant can do cool things just slightly outside of that range, like 13 off, 11 on, or 13 on, 11 off.
I wish I could get 12 hours of sleep.
Well, and the night cycle is super important. The plant's photosynthesizing during the day and it's building energy, and then when the lights are off is when it actually grows. And so it takes that energy and it's expelling it, right?
Wow.
And but you don't want to interrupt that, because if you interrupt that, it's just a bunch of hormones being produced and being processed inside of the plant. And if you interrupt that hormone production during the flowering cycle, it'll self-pollinate. You can create seeds.
It could kill everything.
And it'll pollinate.
Be a multi-million-dollar mistake.
Yeah, and so the night cycle is super important.
So what would you say the most important part of the whole cycle is?
Probably the very beginning.
Make sure you got the good stuff.
Yeah, or picking the seed.
But just from the time it sprouts until the time you begin flowering, the way you take care of it.
So that time period is...
Yep, and any time a plant goes through like a big stressful event, that'll actually imprint on it, and the plant will pass on that trait to all of its clones and all of its seedlings and stuff in the future. And so over time, if there's been a whole bunch of stressful events, the plant can really change and pass all those stress events.
And so what do you mean by stressful events?
Well, I mean, like if you don't water it and you come back and your plant's all hanging, and then you water it and it comes back to life. You're like, oh my God, thank God it's alive. It's like, yeah, it's alive, but it's not the exact same.
Right.
A plant that is wilted will never do the same as a plant that didn't go through that.
Literally.
Or if you like watered it too much and now it can't uptake it. It needs oxygen out of the water too, and so if there's no oxygen in the root zone, those roots are going to die off.
Wow.
So all those things are a stressful event. Those are
people don't think about any of that, bro.
No, right.
And they're just thinking they're smoking weed. It just comes like this.
Right. Controlled stress is actually good for the plant, just like with humans. Like you work out, your muscles will get bigger, you get stronger. But too much stress will kill you.
Yeah.
You know.
What would be equivalent to working out for a plant?
Just physical movement. Like that's why you use fans, keep the air flowing.
Okay.
You know, physically moving branches on the plant will do the same thing. It'll toughen the tissue as long as you don't snap it.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's the thing, huh? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's all important.
Playing the music, singing to them, and
Music,
rubbing the
is
leaves.
that
You
a
know.
thing too? Have you experimented with that? Like using different types of music?
There's a lot of studies on the effects music.
They
and
love Wiz
energy
Khalifa, I
has
tell
on
you
water.
right now.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But the effects on water, you know, that
Yeah,
music has, and the plant its whole life is water. That's how it uptakes everything is water. And so if you can have positive effects on the water, it'll have positive effects on the plant. And it's the same thing with humans.
Yeah,
you know what I
dude,
mean?
they're
all this
like-
stuff really matters.
Yeah, no,
It's all about the
absolutely.
vibrations, the
Frequency,
energy,
intentions.
everything.
Intentions.
You know,
bro.
that I always knew the people that were in it for the money, you know, they're going to struggle.
Oh,
And if you're in
yeah,
it for the
dude.
plant, you're
They're
going to grow the
cooked.
best plant possible. Because for me,
Yeah.
it's about growing the best plant possible and producing the best weed possible.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that I want to be proud of.
And it's so funny, dude, because like when weed has like a shitty smell, there's actually like terp sprays and stuff. But your guys' weed actually has really good smell just naturally, bro.
Every strain should
Yeah.
smell different than the others, right?
Yeah.
And it is something to watch for as a consumer, is if all of a brand smells the same, even if they're different
Yeah.
strains and they look different, it all smells the same. You
Yeah.
know, that's something to know and think
But I
about.
like
'Cause each
smell
one should have
weed
its
and
own-
it smell like too
weed.
earthy or like no smell at all. It smells like grass or ass. And then yours, bro, it literally smells like heaven.
Yeah.
Like literally
Thanks.
a
I love
slice of heaven.
Thanks.
And literally our slice of cheese, if you will, or a cheesecake, you know?
Yeah.
And bro, and when you open that bag and you smell it, bro, it's literally mouth watering, bro.
Absolutely.
Like you just want to smoke it so easy and fast. And then when you know there's no like chemicals to really like kill you, or you know it's like a certain standard where when you know you smoke the product, you're not gonna die. You know?
Yeah.
And
think
you
it's
having it, you're not going to get in trouble having it because you know it's like from like Hardin as example. And this is such a remarkable time because we all grew up in a time where dispensaries didn't even exist.
Yep.
So it was like, dude, trying to find weed back then was almost impossible.
And there was risk involved.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was hell risky. And then like even today, even buying, you know, weed at a dispensary and leaving, I still feel risky, you know? You're like, dude, you know, a cop could still sweat you. There's still people going to jail for it. Like Utah has it where you can't even smoke a blunt. You can't even smoke a joint. You can't even smoke out of a bong, a pipe. You cannot put a fire to flame like for anything related to cannabis.
It's crazy.
And I'm just driving around with a chauffeur happily, like just doing bong rips everywhere. And I'm just like, any day I could just get locked up for years for this, you know? And I've went to jail for smoking and happened to have my car smell like weed. And, you know, and it sucks as like a cannabis activist because I quit cigarettes.
Yeah.
So I happen to like smoking a doobie while I'm enjoying myself. And it doesn't slow my driving down. I've never been in one car accident that was ever my fault. And it's like still people, it's like getting treated like drinking and driving, but maybe sometimes worse. And sometimes you're not even high. Your car just smells
We
like
do have to
weed.
consider though the person who's never smoked weed before. And
Yeah,
they
if
get
it's
really
a
stoned for the first
rookie,
time, and that's
then
the hard part
yeah.
is how do you differentiate
Yeah.
somebody who's like, oh, this is a life for me. And
It's
I'm
kind
used
of
to
like
it, you know?
walk a straight line.
Yeah.
If you're high and you can walk a straight line, you could still drive. Like there's certain tests I believe you could still do. Like if someone that smokes every day versus someone that's never did. Then it's like, hey, if you've never smoked before and I ask you to walk in this line, all right, bud, you cannot walk in this line. You're way too high, you know?
Well, let me
Yeah.
ask you this: for
Yeah.
someone that hasn't smoked before and looking to buy weed today, what should they actually be looking for?
Well, look, I mean, the test results are really the only window in a lot of these
Yeah.
states that we have, and it's hard because they're so flawed and our testing process
Or
is
what's
so skewed.
award winning, you know?
Yeah, that is a good way to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Like THC is not everything, so I don't
Okay.
always shoot for the highest THC, but it's all about like a 10-to-1 ratio of THC to terpenes. You know, if it's
Okay.
30% THC, it needs to have 3% terpenes.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so that's
Like,
a good
just-
ratio to have.
I found, you know, if
Okay,
it's,
that's big.
And
So-
sometimes higher on the terpene side is good too. you know.
Okay.
But definitely not the other way. As long as there's 10%, 10 to 1.
10 to 1. So 10 to 1 THC
to terpenes.
to
At
terpenes.
least, you know.
So a THC would be 40%. You'd want 4%
Right.
terpenes.
Right.
And just curious, what is your favorite terpene? Because like there must be
It's a
one
combination.
out
It's
there.
a combination.
You know?
I really like the way like limonene and linalool,
Yeah.
those two terpenes combined. If they're the two dominant ones, it's like the
And
citrus
that would be
floral,
like a sativa.
right? Yeah, it had
And like
definitely.
hybrid, right?
Yep. But like
And
the
that's what makes me sneeze every time.
I love
Yeah,
it. I like it.
I love the
Yeah.
smell
But it's
though,
not just
'cause
those
it's
two.
so freaking nice.
Yeah, it's not just those two. Those two
Yeah.
alone
Yeah.
are really. It's like a perfume almost. But
I love
those two
that.
mixed with other ones like the like a caryophyllene, which is black pepper,
Oh,
or
yeah.
it kind of changes it and dims it down
Yeah.
a little bit. I don't like the acidic intense. I
Yeah.
like the rich and creamy
I love
terpene.
that, bro.
You know.
Yeah.
So what strain type would you recommend for somebody that wants to get money and focus and productivity?
And that's all going to be, easy to grow is a big one. You can find details.
Easy to grow?
Yeah, for like if somebody wanted to produce one strain that's like super productive or consume. Because if you're growing it, a plant that's easy to grow is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
If you're consuming, that's going to be different for everybody. You know, they try to make rules like indicas relax you and sativas give you energy, which is true, but no weed gives you energy. You know what I mean? It might not.
I
drag
beg
you
to
down.
differ. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, some people it's in their head. It's personality
Yeah.
based, but like physically, like the way the science works on you, it's not going to be stimulating. It can stimulate the mind, and it can get you motivated, right?
Yeah.
And if you're motivated, you can do anything.
Which
So,
strains are those?
yeah, it's all about quality and hybrid to sativa side. If they're indica, they won't really. They might get you creative, but you're not gonna like want to go run a half mile after smoking a whole bunch of indicas.
Yeah, because I want to smoke the strain that gets me creative, but gets me to do shit.
Well, that's why our head cheese is so popular because it's a sativa dominant hybrid.
Really?
But it's primarily primary terpene is myrcene, and myrcene's a narcotic terpene, right? It's a sedative, and so if you smoke it at first, it's the sativa side really comes out, and you can just smoke a joint, be productive.
Yeah.
But if you keep smoking it, then the myrcene really takes over, and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And so that's why here in Vegas, especially because it's hot, we get this nice resin layer on top of head cheese that not many strains produce. It's really rare, actually.
Yeah, it's so
And
beautiful,
so
bro.
it doesn't dry out like other strains in this environment. And so like, you'll open a jar that can be 6 months old and you're like, wow, this thing is sticky. This head cheese it still smacks you with smell because terpenes evaporate with temperature.
Wow.
And that's why like a strain can be really smelly at first. And then over time you're like, it kind of lost its smell. It's because they just combusted and released into the atmosphere.
Wow.
And they're not on the plant anymore, or on the buds anymore.
I never knew that.
Yeah. No, that's all they are. And a lot of them do it at room temperature, 70 degrees. That's why if you walk in a room and you smell weed, those are the terpenes that have combusted and released.
Fuck.
I know.
Like, damn, I smell it all.
That's why the smell is there and we're picking it up in our nose.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, there's certain temperatures and humidity levels that kind of dim.
How
that
long
and
does it
stop that.
last for?
Well,
Like, say in a
properly
jar,
preserved.
you know?
Okay, yeah, a jar. A year is our testing. If it's
okay.
more than a year past testing, we can't sell it.
So
Technically.
if you got a
have to
jar
retest
for like 3 years, just
See,
laying
and that
around?
depends. If it's within the right temperature and humidity
Yeah.
inside the jar, it would still be good.
Oh, shit.
I've smoked some weed that was years old that I was
Yeah.
like, it tastes like weed. It doesn't
Yeah,
taste like
because we used to
grass,
save like 1 gram from everything we bought for 420 and then
Yeah.
smoke it all in one
Oh, yeah.
day.
I remember those days.
And dude, and then we'd be like, what would we just smoke right now?
But a lot of the weed didn't taste very good back then.
It
You know what I
didn't.
mean? It really didn't. And now
And then
you're
by
like,
the time you
has a
smoked it, it
personality.
was so dried out. Like you said, some of the smell wasn't there anymore. We're putting it in like a sandwich bag, you know.
And then if it ever got like really hot or really wet, in
Yeah.
its life cycle before you smoked it, it really just got destroyed. So.
Yeah, 100%.
So I had a question. So sometimes, you get the shitty weed, right? And then you put a tortilla in a jar.
It's just moisture content.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
moisture leaving the tortilla and entering the weed.
I've seen the orange pill.
And the orange
lemon
pill, do those?
White bread.
Yeah.
So besides just the moisture, do those different things like tortilla, orange pill, do they have different effects on it?
Well,
or
oranges have high terpenes. A lot of limonene.
You said terpenes are important.
They are important, yeah, but it's being infused into a plant that doesn't have it naturally, and so it's kind of different. It's not like the plant has the terpene that it's releasing when you smoke it. It's like the orange had the terpene and the moisture got into the plant, so now it's just a little different, you know what I mean? But you can definitely taste oranges when you put your orange peel in with your weed. And
and I did hear it actually, the peel, like in the tortilla thing, it actually absorbs the THC and the different stuff too.
Oh, really?
Well, that's how all things are, is there's a give and a take, you know?
Yeah. So you're getting the moisture, but it's also going to take out some of that THC.
They have new packs you can put in with your weed, a couple different companies, like the Bovedas or the Integra Boost. And you can rehydrate your weed that way. Anytime you've lost it, putting it back is not going to be the same. It's going to help its smokability, and it's not going to be so harsh or burn as hot. And that's why,
always good.
And if it's dry, it'll really upset your throat because it's burning hotter. You know, it's a warmer temperature smoke. But you can use them to get it to a more pleasant smoking experience. It's not going to be the same.
Nice.
What would you say the biggest opportunity in cannabis is today?
Any state that is about to legalize but not quite yet legal, moving into those states, getting licensed, and there's a lot of people that got licensed that have never even smoked the plant, don't know anything about it. So don't let your experience with cannabis really get in the way. It's just about giving the best quality to the customer, right? And somebody's got to do that. You know, it's an important job. We're not allowed to distribute direct to customer. We have to go through a retail location here in Nevada. But in the beginning, retail locations in some states can't have their own cultivation. So it's like the people selling it can't be the same ones growing it, you know?
Yeah.
And they rarely are. It's usually the person selling it's a bud tender and the person growing it's a grower. Even if it's owned by the same company, you don't really interact much, right? But I think that the biggest benefit would be people that own licenses that want the culture to stay with the plant and not just take the plant from the culture and sell it to the masses, you know? Because that's what gives cannabis its life is the love for cannabis. Like when I walk into a room that's doing really good, like I get a smile on my face and I can feel my heart start beating faster and I get excited, you know what I mean? And it's like, man, that smells so good. You know, like you were saying, you open the jar and it's like heaven smacks you in the face. That's because if it's not doing that, we're like, why are we growing this? You know? And
dude, there's so many dispensaries that carry your product. Which one sells the most amount of Polaris?
I don't actually know that answer. I know Hardin carries us, and they do pretty good too. So
for sure. I was always curious on that because I'm like, dude, your guys' stuff is sold everywhere, bro.
And a lot of times, that's the hard part about being a small cultivator is they don't have all of our stuff.
Everybody wants it, and all of your strains.
It sells, you know,
and there's not enough to go to everybody.
Unfortunately, it would be cool if we could produce enough to do that, but then at the same time, would it take away from?
And dude, you guys are doing millions of dollars with the flower, bro. Like you guys are literally set the example, bro.
Yeah. So how would you say the Vegas lifestyle influences what people want to smoke?
A lot. Because when you come to Vegas, you don't want to go fall asleep for 12 hours in your hotel room because you smoke 2 blunts of an indica, and you're used to a state that's illegal, and so the weed's not quite as good, and it's not as fresh, you know? You'd want something that you can still consume, enjoy experiences, go out to events, go to a casino or whatever you're doing.
And that'd be Head Cheese.
Head Cheese does it. Yeah, it's a good one.
And let's fire it off, Chris Cash.
Best strain right now.
My favorite is just a gene pool. You know, we crossed our ice cream cake with a bunch of stuff. And the cake hybrids are really good.
All right, cool. Oregon weed or Vegas weed?
Oregon weed stays better.
So all right, perfect.
Flower, vape, or concentrate?
Flower.
Hell yeah. Would you like edibles that was a Rice Krispie or a brownie?
Brownie.
Nice.
What is the most overrated trend?
Candy strains.
Nice. And bro, I have to ask, GG number 4 or Head Cheese?
Head Cheese.
Favorite stoner movie?
How High.
Hell yeah. And that's the end of our fire round. Thank you so much, Tyler.
You.
We appreciate you. And definitely, bro, let them know where they could find you at as well.
Yeah, Hardin carries us. Most of the dispensaries around Nevada carry us, Reno, Las Vegas, both.
Okay.
I can't give you any names.
How about this? How about this
for
for a dispensary that's watching this or listening to this right now? How can they tap in to Polaris?
You can hit any one of our social medias. They're all under Polaris MMJ.
Absolutely.
Mine's Growing LV. So if you reach out to any of us, we'll get you in touch with the right person.
That's freaking awesome, bro. And yeah, dude, thank you so much for your time today, man. And thank your family too and the whole Polaris team. We can't wait to feature this episode.
Yeah, we got a lot of new stuff coming out. So even if you tried us in the past, keep looking for it.
Absolutely.
Definitely try it. We even lowered our prices so that it can be a little more affordable to people recently. So
just curious for everyone staying tuned, what are some strains for them to be on the lookout that could be coming out this year for 2026?
Yeah, anything with cheese in it. We dropped a lemon cherry cheese. That's
What?
Lemon cherry gelato by Head Cheese. Yeah.
Oh my God!
You got so excited.
And cherry shortbread's another phenotype of it. And then our cheesecake and cream cheese.
Oh my God,
bro,
dude!
I'm hungry, bro.
I love
Diesel
cheesecake.
cheese. We got our diesel cheese on the menu.
Cheese.
So that's probably the most potent of all of them so far is the diesel cheese. Our cream cheese has also done it. Tested up there. But yeah, all of them.
Love it.
That's so freaking awesome,
Beautiful.
man.
Thank you so much for
yeah.
stopping by.
Yes.
And terpenes matter.
They're the most important.
Terpenes are the most important. Remember that.
Make sure you water your plants, but don't drown them.
Yeah.
There it is.
And get some head cheese.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we got another hot new product. We have my boy flew all the way in from the ATL. Woo. We got Tanner from Quick Transfers in the house.
Yes. The quickest. Yes. The quickest.
Oh, yeah, bro. Thank you so much for coming out, bro. It means so much to us. My boy Prophet was telling me so much about the brand, everything you've been doing. Literally, he told us you literally put together our new merch, our new line, everything for the podcast.
Of course.
I was showing Bobby Smurder and he couldn't even believe the quality. He was like, "Oh my gosh, look at this, bro."
That's hot.
Okay, so for the people out there who don't know, who is Tanner and what does he do?
Well, one, I'm the man. First
yes,
off. First and foremost, the man. The man. Yes. No. Yeah. I own a business. I'm a business owner first. Yeah, I'm a family man.
I respect that.
But what we do is I run pretty much all of the marketing content on the back end for Quick Transfers.
That's huge, bro.
Okay.
And what Quick Transfers does is we offer fast gang sheets. Now, gang sheets sounds crazy. It's basically your brand all loaded up on a sheet, and then it's essentially printed DTF method, which is not down to fuck. Not down to fuck. Am I down to fuck? Absolutely. But only after the t-shirts get pressed.
Yeah.
Direct to film.
I love that, bro. Because those guys, we need references like that,
100%.
For real.
100%.
I love that.
Everybody always asks, "Are you DTF?" And that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what? So okay. So what is a DTF gang sheet?
So essentially, it's we offer people the ability to press their own T-shirts at the house, right?
Oh my God!
So
we could have been doing this at my house the whole time.
You needed a DTF gang sheet.
Oh my gosh! I'm always DTF.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now there's a couple more pieces. All you have to do is get a gang sheet supplier, like Quick Transfers, and then you need a heat press, which you can get, Amazon.
It's so crazy because I have that in my house too, and I have blank shirts. Yeah, I have all this.
You have gang sheets?
Ready to go?
Yeah, I don't have the gang sheets.
Oh, so you have a press.
I have the press.
You just need a gang sheet. You need a DTF gang sheet.
Yes, bro. This is what I've been looking for my whole life.
Well, look, I came to the right place then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So that's you take your brand, your logo, like this one that you guys sent me, and you're able to throw it online. It's an easy builder for you to put that.
I'm just curious, who sent you that?
Who sent the logo?
Yeah, was his name Prophet by any chance?
Undisclosed, but yes.
Okay,
yes,
for sure.
And now it's disclosed.
He's fast.
Yeah, got it.
That boy is fast, bro.
He moves quick.
Yeah.
And he does some of the sickest designs.
Yeah, he said, "Hey man, you're coming out was thinking about some t-shirts. He was like, only 2 or 3 days to spare. Can you make it happen?
Oh my God, how the fuck did you make that happen?
End of the call was
transfers.
done.
Dude, that's less than 72 hours, bro.
Quick.
Listen, anything Prof needs, we make happen. So t-shirts for the show, we're on it. We make it happen.
Dude, I was literally telling TikTok about Bobby Smurr pulling up, and literally no one was believing me. Some people were literally sleeping on this. Like, I'm not gonna say any names, but my brother was sleeping on this. And literally I had to call him more than once to wake him up because I told him we need to prepare some goodies for the pimp, Bobby Smurr. And bro, you guys had this shirt there before my brother got there, bro.
It had
literally.
It had to
and
happen.
my brother had way more of a heads up than you guys.
Yeah. So call us when you need us.
Right.
We're there.
Oh my god.
So you're coming from Atlanta. What's the scene like as far as the merch and branding in Atlanta?
It's everywhere. There's a lot of pop-ups.
A lot of hip hop like influence I noticed when I was out there.
100%.
Like in the scene, the walls, like everywhere.
You can, like kind of like out in Vegas, you got a lot of artwork everywhere. There's a ton of artwork.
Yeah.
There's a ton of artists, a ton of designers.
Museums, all that.
So it's really like the area you go has a different touch of what you're gonna find, right? As far as like T-shirts and different designers and what they sell.
We gotta have you do Gucci Man shirts out there because he's the only person that ever got me to fly out to Atlanta.
But shout out to Gucci Man.
Yeah,
If you ever watch his
and,
Gucci
and
shouts.
that guy is a living legend, bro. And dude, the whole community respects him, and he lives out there, bro. And I think we should have you do a collab with DBS Sounds, which is the #1 vinyl record player out there as well. And bro, like every month's a different celebrity out there, bro. And dude, honestly, I'm gonna start going out there a lot more often now. The food out there is truly remarkable.
Absolutely.
The t-shirts, the screen print, everything is truly remarkable. Like everything from Atlanta is the truth.
So
100%.
when did you realize that merch wasn't just clothing and it was a real business?
Man, I guess, maybe the past business we had, we always found ourselves, it wasn't dealing in the t-shirt space. We always found ourselves needing t-shirts, needing merch, needing promotional items.
In past business, you mean by, what do you mean?
So the past business we used to have, me and a few business partners was we were in the smoke shop world.
Okay.
We used to own a few stores back in Atlanta. And then we manufactured the vape juice or the e-liquid portion and distributed all over the U.S. So that's brought me out to Vegas a few times before.
I'm sure that was always challenging too in the whole industry,
Oh yeah, without a doubt. The FDA trying to jump hurdle after hurdle, and then you're fighting battles
Stuff
that they don't even know.
Expires and just like
100%.
one moment someone wants this brand, the next day they want a whole different brand.
100%.
Yeah.
What's
dude.
cool now isn't cool tomorrow, so it's trying to follow those trends. Kind of the same concept in the t-shirt world. You're
Now
following.
you can be a part of every single brand.
Exactly. I want to be I want to be the face that helps you get what you need to better whatever it is you're trying to push, whether it's a product, whether it's a brand that's yours, whatever it is. I want to be the helping hand that gets you halfway there. You know what I mean?
So what is a transfer company? Like, break it down for the people who don't know.
So you can a transfer is essentially it's a direct-to-film printed image that you're able to trim out of a gang sheet. However you want to build online. If it's one image, you can always just get one and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
You lay it onto a blank
This would just
shirt.
be considered one image, right?
That would
Or
be one
technically-
transfer.
Okay.
So you would essentially just take that and lay it out onto a blank T-shirt and then heat press it at 325 degrees for 15 seconds.
Wow.
And then you peel that transfer film, which is essentially what it is. It's you're laying down ink onto a piece of film paper that transfers over to that blank T-shirt. So it's just
And do
holding
you
on
have to double it too? Like some, I know sometimes when people do different styles, they might do a second layer. With yours, do you have to do like a second coat or a second sheet?
So with DTF, you get unlimited colors within one print. So essentially, you can get whatever you want in there, whether it be one color or 1.5 million colors. You can get all of that within one print, which is essentially one press. Now, some people double press that original press just to get a little more of a original screen print feel to the shirt, but one press and that's all it needs, and it'll essentially it'll essentially outlive the shirt.
I just assumed everything had to be like double or triple pressed, you know.
Yeah, it's really, you know, saying it like this out loud, it's really way too easy to have your own t-shirt brand, or even to handle and control your entire t-shirt operation within your own house if you wanted to.
So what would be the difference between cheap merch and high quality merch?
Definitely the prints used. You know, there's cheaper prints out there, and really to find that, it's just, I hate to say it to the customer, but it's trial and error. Look at reviews and see what people are saying.
Yeah, it's gonna wash off. You're gonna have the whole letters coming off.
One wash is
The rolling's gonna be completely gone. It's just gonna say loud, you know.
Exactly. You know, there's a lot of things at jeopardy when letters start to drop off of things.
Yeah.
So, inks that are used, we only use the best quality that we know of as of today, and what we think is the standard, and then it's also the blank garment that you want to use. You know, if
the shirt definitely makes a humongous difference. You got the best quality ink, and then you could put it on a fucking throwaway dollar shirt, Hanes, and dude, it's gonna look like a Hanes shirt. You know?
So what would you say would make a t-shirt feel premium?
Shopping with quick transfers.
Yeah,
Really?
of course,
without that, but
of course, but I'm saying like the material is like there's certain materials we're looking for, like 100% cotton, half and half. I
guess it's all case by case and what it's preference too. Because like me, I like more of a bulky shirt that's not going to shrink over time. It's going to kind of withstand 20, 30 washes.
Yeah. So with those shirts, what are we looking for? Like, because people are gonna be looking
it's like
online
a pro
for
club
shirts.
as an
like
example,
a pro club,
or triple A, or
like.
So I know, like on our website, there's right now I think we've got over 70 brands, and there's probably over 5,000 SKUs, and a lot of it's tied in with a lot of wholesalers that sell all the brands. But you can go on there, and I know a couple big ones that we sell day to day is Bella Canvas. They've got a nice a shirt that's gonna be like your middle of the road, you know. And then like Shockaware, I know is a West Coast brand that a lot of people hop on board with. That's going to be a more boxy kind of newer style tee that they just came out with.
You guys do pro clubs?
I believe so. I want to say that we work with them. They connected with a wholesaler out of Atlanta that essentially carries a lot of brands. Really, anything that you can buy with somebody else's logo on it. We just need to see the tag.
So what would you say the most popular style of blank t-shirts are right now that you see in your business right now?
It would have to be some of the comfort color shirts.
Comfort color.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're everywhere. The color options, I think, is where they kind of leaped everybody. There's not a color they don't have.
Wow.
Currently.
That's pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I want a pink shirt. I want a purple.
I
can't
want
even
baby
keep up. Blue. You know?
Can't even keep up with it. They got like Starburst pink, hot pink. It's crazy.
And one, I really want to say we really appreciate you putting together the shirts. I'm sure there might be like a band you've worked with. Is there like a certain band you've like maybe did a t-shirt for, where you're like, holy shit, that might be performing at Rockville, or any other shows in general?
Yes. Shout out to the Ataris, man.
Okay,
Ataris.
fuck yeah, dude, that's huge, bro.
Yeah, dude,
dude, you're doing shirts for big bands here, bro.
Yeah, they're good people, man. They were honestly in need of something last minute because their current provider.
Dude, the show's like
short.
almost next week, bro.
Yeah, so they called us and we took care of them, and ever since then it's been
holy shit.
Yeah, a friendship. So they're great people. They're gonna be at Rockville.
Dude, we'd love for you to do the shirts for all of our headliners, bro.
Because
that would just be huge, bro. Even if it's a small amount or a bunch or however, like even like if it was a good 10 or 20 of this artist or that. Like, bro, these are all sentimental, very items. Like, some people might carry a poster for life or a drumstick or a guitar pick. But, bro, I'm that kind of guy that has, like, shirts I have, like, folded up in top of my closet where I'm like, you can't wear, Sheldon. This is just for you to have in the corner, just for you to look at. And that's it. And then I got other ones that are hanging up where I can't touch either, that are like signed and like literally can never be touched. And like, bro, I almost feel like your shirts are like that, where it could have a certain celebrity or a certain brand or even a certain band on it, where it's like, holy shit, dude, did you see that transfer the homies put together? That shit was fast, easy. Like, I wish my girls were like that, but they aren't, you know?
Yeah, they are DTF.
Yeah, and they're expensive, but these are very affordable, bro.
Exactly.
How important would you say merch is today in building someone's brand?
I think it's one of the cores. You know, it depends on what you believe in and what you're doing, obviously, and then what you're pushing as a brand. But it's one of the cores to be able to be seen. You know, like here I am, right, and I'm gonna be back in Atlanta come, next week, and I'm gonna have the same shirt on. People are gonna see this there that may have not, been able to see it, and that was the catch. So I think
that's facts, bro.
People traveling like yourself.
What podcast is that?
Yeah, and it's
Camf. What the fuck is Camf?
You know, I think branding and brand marketing correctly is like, it's free marketing essentially if you're getting that shirt out there, but correctly branded, it does crazy numbers.
So what would you say the biggest mistake brands make when launching merch?
It'd be probably the ability to find the brand, right? Like if you're not throwing your website on there and giving them an easy way to access it, QR code,
logo,
things like that. There's no consistency or a way to grab them to immediately purchase. I think is what kills most brands, because it may look cool, but how can I purchase or how can I support that person? That's the catch.
Where are you funneling everybody?
What are you doing here?
Exactly.
You're just promoting the shirt.
What's the
where's
point?
Add to cart?
Exactly.
Where's the checkout? Where do I buy this shit?
Exactly. In a world of like phones, you got to be able to have a QR code, scan something on there.
We've never sold a shirt online. Never. And we've had so many designs, everything. We've only sold them at the shop. And literally the only time someone could ever get it is at the festival. But just imagine all year long, someone could buy a certain shirt with all the celebrities on it.
Yeah.
And buy, hey, dude, I didn't want to carry around the shirt all day at the festival. They might have wanted to buy an Arizona shirt, not go all the way to Arizona for it, you know?
Yep.
But the thing is, with the technology, having people like you, having people like Prophet and everyone on our team, this is how we can start taking shit to the whole next level. Because imagine we had a checkout option on the website. By, hey, you could buy a Cannabis Word t-shirt. We have one universal for all the states. We have a couple that are individually for that specific state.
Yep.
And, dude, they would sell.
100%.
Like, for sure.
People just need the option.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
it.
So what would you say that the fastest way to make money with merch right now would be?
Get a heat press. Find a heat press. Amazon.
Okay. Amazon.
Go on quicktransfers.com.
Quick transfers.
Load your image, logo, whatever you designed up on the gang sheet builder that's on there. Free to use.
Okay.
And purchase. Wait for it to come in. It gives you everything you need to press it onto that t-shirt and to sell it. After that, stack profit and then buy more.
Wow.
That's huge, bro. And that's the cool thing is this could be done on t-shirts. This could be done on sweaters, you know? This could be done on a bunch of retail items.
Ton of stuff.
It's kind of funny because I've known people that are like, I got a clothing brand, and they've never even bought an LLC. They've never even had a business license, anything. So sometimes, like, some people that might not have the budget, hey, at least buy some of the basic items, like you said, the heat press, couple items. Start selling the items to local friends, family. Get enough money to eventually get a website. Eventually do some marketing. Maybe even have enough money to pay a graphic designer. Not gonna say any names, Prophet or somebody like that.
Absolutely.
And and then have them take them to the whole next level.
Exactly. I always tell people, if there's a will, there's a way, right? If you want it bad enough, then it's out there, go get it.
And I know the shirts you guys do, even I'm sure pants and shorts and stuff, depending on the material. Do you guys ever do something called a baked on? It's something like you could put on a glass.
Baked on.
But long story short, it's almost like how you're talking about with the shirts and you just heat it on. but it's the same concept, and it's just on a little film of paper, and you just bake it onto the glass.
So is it it's probably like sublimation, probably just a different style of printing. But what we have a forever film on the website, and it's essentially like a 3D sticker that you can place onto a glass cup as long as you can lay it flat and lay it down. And this one doesn't need heat. This one just needs to be laid flat and then a little pressure applied. Wow. And then if you can lay it on there, then it's branded.
That's pretty cool because, like, say we have a blank bong. And I'm like, yo, just throw a Tattoos and Smoke logo on there, a Camf logo on it, you know? Would water, like, say if I'm refilling the glass piece, would it affect the sticker?
It wouldn't. So they're going to be UV cured, so sunlight won't fade it. Wow. Water won't run any inks or anything like that. God, and it should last for life as long as you got enough pressure when you applied it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a cool product to brand cups, you know, bongs, anything that you want to do.
Because whenever we would do these bongs, we would have to spend days and weeks and months bringing them from one state, from Cali, bring them all the way to Nevada, then bring them to this warehouse, to this show, and etc. Sometimes I would break at least 20 out of the 100 pieces just by doing all that. Yeah. But if I just had something as quick and simple as you guys' transfer to just put it right on there, bro, it would have solved so many headaches, saved so many bongs. It would have touched so many more lives, bro.
100%, yeah. And if you order it before 2 p.m. Eastern time, you get it the next day. Like it ships same day. So like you next day air it, it's to you next day. So any of those
wild.
Yeah, issues you may have that are like, oh man, how am I gonna fix this by tomorrow? It's just a couple clicks.
I love this, bro.
So how would you test merch before actually like investing a lot of money into it?
So you could, there's a couple local stores. I know in Atlanta we've got Hobby Lobbies and stuff, and they sell blank T-shirts at wholesale pricing to the public. So you don't need a business license, don't need anything. And you know what? A cheaper way of getting into it. A lot of people have irons at the house.
Yeah,
you can use an iron.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now there is a hard way of like measuring heat coming off of it, right? So you just want to make sure that
don't want to leave it on there too long. You'll start burning.
Yeah, don't burn anything.
You'll
down,
leave a
please.
burn mark.
But,
I did it before.
But 325 for 15 seconds with some pressure, and it'll stick to that. So if you want to just test the waters, it's spend a little bit. It's going to cost a little bit, but I don't think anybody's ever made a lot off of spending nothing. So you've got to put something in just enough. And but you can also go online to our website. We've got a free sample pack of all the products we offer for you to utilize and hopefully you have an iron or a heat press and you can try them.
Bro. But I'm the king of samples. Bring me a Sam's Club anywhere.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but it is 100% free. All I need is info. I just need an email and basically how'd you hear about me? Was it here? Was it there? And I'll ship it out 100% free. No shipping, dude. No nothing.
You never hear that, bro.
Okay, let's say if somebody has $1,000 right now. With $1,000, how would you flip that into a merch brand?
I think you need to having money, I think you need to have some type of identity as what brand you're going to do, right? Okay. Because to find a brand, you need a design or some type of brand logo, right? And that alone is like, I'm not a designer myself.
That could be $20,000 just to get that logo.
Just to get the idea the design.
And I think that like if you the world of AI, right? Mm-hmm. You can go online and you can pretty much tell it to design anything, right? And it'll get close. If you were to utilize a service like that and have no need to design anything, take $1,000, and in my eyes, right, in a world of AI and having the ability to mock up images, people just need to know that it's available.
Right.
Yeah. And how to ask it what you're looking for.
Exactly. And size-wise, a lot of people make the mistake by going, this is going to be my number one seller, and they stock heavy on it, right?
So you would recommend probably set something up to get the pre-sales, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then kind of start making them, right?
And then invest. There's a ton of different websites, SNS Active, where Sanmar that are all shipping within the United States, like next day or within 2 days.
Like drop shipping and stuff.
And that's wholesale shirts, and then you're talking $4 or $5 a shirt, and then the rest of the cost is within what you're working. So there's $1,000 can get you a long way with your own t-shirt brand if you play it correctly.
Yeah, because everyone I know, like, I feel like is either an artist or has a t-shirt company, you know? Like, I meet a lot of musicians. I meet a lot of people that say they own the company, etc. A lot of the brands I've never even heard of in my life. And honestly, the material looks like shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you got a t-shirt company and that's what your shirt looks like, you know?
And that should speak volumes.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
and dude, I'm like, bro, I don't even have a shirt company. And there's some shirts I have where I'm like, bro, this like kind of shits on all of your shirts put together, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like some companies, they got to invest on like a personal shirt for themselves that might cost a couple extra dollars, might be a little bit more flashy. Maybe don't wear it every day, but just to represent yourself. And then you have more of like, I don't want to say a throwaway t-shirt, but more of one you could wear every day, you know? Where you could play around with the boys, play catch, or, you know, go hang out. You know, you actually spill a little ice cream or ranch on it, you know.
Yeah.
You ain't going to have a heart attack, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, oh, you know, and then lick it off. But, like, you know, but then you got to have that one shirt. It's like, yo, like, this is going to really set you apart from everything.
The creme de la creme.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you say the difference is between Atlanta and Las Vegas when it comes to culture and merch?
It's huge. I don't even know how to pinpoint. I feel like, you know, someone told me while I was out here riding around, and it may have been, not going to say his name, but Prof.
Absolutely.
But he said, you know, coming out here West Coast, it slows down, and not necessarily on like, you know, the day to day, but in a certain sense it does, right? I feel like people aren't as rushed to get places. People aren't as you know, in a hurry in life, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's just placebo kicking in, or maybe it's the, you know, trip over here, and so, but it's, I think slowing things down gives you more time to like live in the moment, to cherish it. So I think that, I don't want to say there's more art out here, but I think that with that you get a different art, right? And I think that Atlanta has its own art, and it's been that way. You know, I think Atlanta's known for having a ton of art and soul.
Yeah, dude.
And t-shirt wise, I just think it's looks too. You know, with that you get different people and different fashion, how it looks, and statements, and like people are, you know, trend setting and whatnot. So I think there's a huge difference, but I think that the art is in both sides is what ties them together, and being unique and similar. Huge. Yeah, like you have so much to look at, and at the end it almost comes together because there was so much love for art within that piece that it's art, you know.
And bro, just curious, because, you know, some people don't have a lot of money, you know, some people like are born with nothing, you know, and like, do you suggest like getting funding from a bank? Do you suggest getting like say the first $1,000, like, do you think they should try to get a loan for it? Do you think they should save up for it? Do you think they should just do like drop shipping and not spend any money really in the beginning at all? How do you think these brands should like really start off with, you know?
You know, I think now with it being easy and everything being online, right? For the most part, start small, put concepts online, find people who want to invest in
just
you,
see how
and
they
trust
do.
You, yeah, and
like see how if you even get any likes on it.
100%.
You might put a $1 million design and then you get one like on it, and no one gave a shit about it.
Yeah.
And then you might do a whole other one where you get like 10,000 likes, and everyone's like, yo, how the fuck do I get that shirt, you know?
Exactly. It's
like,
that one like that changes everything.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like in my mind, there's a couple brands I was going to build up for t-shirts and designs. In my own fantasy in mind, I thought it was so perfect and so awesome. Then I posted online, and no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the hell am I spending all these hours? I was up till like 6 in the morning, like nodding out, putting stars on different parts of the shirt, and half naked strippers. I was like, oh, everyone's gonna love this vision.
Half naked DTF strippers.
Yeah,
DTF
it's like,
just not,
you know, skin kind of vibe, you know, with the stars, like Ed Hardy vibe. And then I posted it. dude, no one gave a fuck. And I was like, dude, why the hell am I spending all this time designing all this, you know? But then when we started posting the Cannabis Awards, this shit was going viral. Everyone's like sending nominations, votes. We got like over 1 million. I was like, okay, now this makes sense.
Yeah.
But this like little project at my house and putting these little fun little designs together, like, you know, it really speaks volume. Like, yo, save the money. Don't spend your whole life savings printing some of these designs where honestly are trash.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, no one has the heart to tell you, but they're shit, you know? They're
and then they're mad because you won't support. Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, they could send it to you guys and you guys could give them the heads up. Or they could actually talk to branding experts or, you know, other business owners that have tried to create a brand and get some advice. Because, bro, I just assumed, like, after going to college and me having some fun little designs I found online, I had the $1 million designs. And, dude, not one, like, to this day, like, 10 years, like, of looking back on it, oh my God, I'm happy I didn't print off any of those.
So I guess the question is, what would you say are the biggest influences in what people are going to want to wear and buy?
Wear and buy. I guess, you know, everything's trending, right? Trends make people buy things, right?
And those trends are, like, let's just say, it's social media. Would you say
100%,
what's trending on social media?
You know, right now I'm not 100% sure what everybody is like trending straight for on like branding or what they would wear, but I do know summer's right here.
I know
so
those
like I know
little
that people
foo-foos, and they're getting those little outfits for those little things too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a trend right now for sure.
Dang, I might need to launch that.
Yeah. And dude, it's got so crazy where they're even selling little T-shirts in LA.
No
like
way.
taking the whole alley, just selling mini T-shirts not one person could ever fit in.
What do you mean? What do you mean mini T-shirts?
Like just this little mini outfit for the doll to fit in, bro.
Oh, for a doll.
Yeah, like a little doll, like a toy doll, like of cotton, like a little bear that's just so ugly that you just want to sit on its face.
Is it the Labubu?
Yeah.
Is that what
No
it is?
way.
Yeah, it's a little boo-boo where they're making outfits for them, you know?
Oh, wow.
But
Dang,
that's the thing is you could do direct to garment, get all blank little mini outfits and put different brands on those shirts. And dude, that's the toy that sold billions of dollars, bro.
That's
where
crazy.
they literally started making like lafufus, like not as organic ones as the real ones, because the real ones sold out.
That's
So
crazy.
you couldn't buy the real toy no more.
There's the T-shirt.
So
There's
the
a
toy's
T-shirt brand right there.
$90. It's like a Furby. And the Furby is advanced now, where it doesn't move its head, it doesn't blink its eyes, it just stays there
Yeah, those are freaky.
and stays at you.
No way.
Some people even call it the devil's pet.
Oh, wow.
But at the end of the day, dude,
It's got to dress for
if you
success.
made the outfits, like it would go viral because, dude, these outfits are selling for $1 or $2 each.
We got to get a
Yeah.
Labubu, and we got to make an outfit. For
Oh,
it,
dude, I
for
got
here.
the toy, bro. I got plenty of them. I'll give you a whole case of them.
I'll get you an outfit for
And
it.
then
I'll
you
fit
just
the
be
whole
the
Labubus.
designer. I'll literally comp them all, bro. And dude, like, I don't know how you're gonna fit it in the suitcase, but bro, I'll give you a whole fucking case of them, bro.
Labubu outfits on the website.
Yeah, bro.
So do you have a lot of business that's out of Atlanta? You're based in Atlanta, right?
Based in Atlanta, yeah.
Do you have a lot of business that's not in Atlanta?
Yeah, I don't know where exactly we're heaviest, but I know that all around the U.S. Offering the same day shipping service. Not a lot of people that do what we do and then ship it same day. That catches business from all over. So I know there's people in Vegas that utilize the service. I know there's it's heavy around the Southeast and in Atlanta, but worldwide we should.
Yeah. So theoretically, anybody listening to this podcast right now can go online, hit you up, and you could ship it to them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Quicktransfers.com. It's got options on there that you're able to utilize for yourself if you're in the know of what you're doing on there. And if not, there's phone numbers, emails to contact, and it's legit people you talk to. So.
And you guys heard it. You guys have the website. You guys have the social medias, everything. So make sure you guys check it out. Make sure you guys place your order. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you contact them. They could help you guys out. Some stuff that might be simple, fast, and easy for us might be a lot more difficult for you, but they could show you how to make it fast.
Yeah.
How to get it done easy.
Yeah.
And how to get to the next day.
Yes.
For real, as long as you get it before 2 p.m., they'll create the strategies to get your brand launched. So make sure you guys check them out. And a huge shout out to Tanner for coming out to the Cannabis Award Music Festival podcast, bro.
And make sure you get a DTF gang sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, gang
ASAP.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all having me.
Hell yeah, bro. And until next time, we'll see you guys. Hell yeah, you guys. We want to thank everyone for coming out today. We had Tyler with Polaris Cannabis, and Jay in the house. We also had Tanner with Quick Transfers. Thank you guys so much for coming out.
And of course, we had to do it live at Hardin Premium Dispensary. Make sure you check out the Cannabis Awards Music Festival podcast. Dropping every Friday. Because it's Friday.
And until next time.
We out.
Chill.
Go. Peace.